We welcome you inside Wildcat Stadium and happy homecoming.
Here with me, and we got a big rivalry game. We've got a full house. This is going to be a fun night of football.
Night of football. We've had very little of it in the month of September because, of course, the Wildcats have been on the road for the last 3 weeks. So we'll talk a little bit about that as the evening wears on. But tonight you're going to see a game between two teams that really want to get in the win column. Two teams that have the ability to win, and we're going to have to see who can block, who can tackle, and who can hold on to the football, Mike.
And you see the color guard there out at midfield. You see there's our color guard. We'll do the national anthem here momentarily as we meet the Wildcats starters. This will be the special teams for the Wildcats. It's Alex Rodman, your kicker, number 48. And number 2 was George Anderson. And there's our color guard. So let's hear it for tonight's national anthem.
Mark Fresconi and Dan Shanoa. The national anthem will be sung by the Eagan High School Concert Choir, joined by 8th graders from Dakota Hills and Black Hawk Middle Schools. They are under the direction of Jim Cox.
Choir along with the middle schoolers from Dakota Hills and Blackhawk Middle School as well in what is a very, very festive evening here in Wildcat Country. And as the colors come off the field,
Well, Mike, we did not have a whole lot of this last year because you couldn't have fans in the stands. I know our last game here was the game against Park High School from Cottage Grove. And we had a great crowd that night. I think they've outdone themselves tonight. The pit is enormous. It is a school spirit out, if you want to call it that. You can see it a little bit there at the bottom of your screen. And across the way, we've got a pink out from the Eastview fans.
Here's a good look at the Eastview faithful making the multi-stoplight trek up here to Wildcat Country, where ironically, they were here last week as well for a home game against White Bear Lake, as the Eastview Stadium, as final touches again put on that one is the turf and everything. And you mentioned the pit. Well, that's maybe a quarter of it. Don't think we've been doing these games a long time. I don't think I've ever seen this many people in the pit on a given game.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, ladies and gentlemen. If you see cameras shaking, it's probably because you've got a bunch of 13 to 18-year-olds jumping up and down and screaming their heads off. I mean, it's hard to overstate the atmosphere here. Both teams want to win this football game very, very badly. Both teams think they can, and both student sections are ready to go. It's great to have Friday night lights here in Eagan, and tonight we're going to see a more balanced Eastview attack versus the Eagan offense, which is clearly ground-based. We're going to see who on defense can slow the other team down. It's going to be exciting stuff.
And here we are, October 1st. Game time temperature, 75 degrees here in Wildcat Country. No breeze whatsoever. And as they used to say, Jim Carroll over at Eastview High School, there's always a chance of lightning. And we can only half joke about that because there's talk there could be rain late in this football game tonight. We shall see. But Alex Rodman's going to kick things off for the Eagan Wildcats. They're going to be moving right to left across your screen. Wildcats come in. They are 0-4 on this season. Lost 31-13 up at Eastridge, I should say over at Eastridge a week ago. A slow start, just too much to overcome for the Wildcats. Eastview, they also had a slow start here, and they lost 26-14 to White Bear Lake. And that was a week after Eastview rallied tremendously to beat Park of Cottage Grove. And the Eastview offense is going to start from about their own 34-yard line. Eastview, they're going to cycle 2 quarterbacks in tonight. Number 6 is Lane Applegate, and number 9 will be Ezra Formanek. Keep an eye on both of those players tonight. Tyler Jerstead, number 8, we're going to see if he's out there for the Lightning. Understand he got a little nicked up, game time call. You see him on the sideline there, staying right on the 40-yard line. So first down for the Lightning as we are just underway here. Homecoming 2021 in Wildcat country. They're going to send a man in motion early. Eastview looking to throw on first down. They're going to go right over the middle. That's going to be out across the 40. Close to a first down as the reception out to Ruhan Jordan. Nice pitch and catch there, and a nice 9-yard pickup for the Lightning.
It was certainly effective for the Lightning. I will say one of the things that and again, it's been a while since we've broadcast an Eagan Wildcat football game, but against Park High School, Wildcats did not tackle well. They tackled okay, but okay doesn't get it done in 6A football. You got to be able to tackle well. That time, negative that they got 9 yards, positive that three Wildcats were making the tackle, Mike.
4 receiver set for the Lightning, as you see. 3 men to the right, 1 up top. They're going to send a man in motion. Applegate at quarterback. He's going to go that side where it's 1-on-1. Man, just off the hands of his intended receiver out there. That was number 88, Austin Weaver, who Coach Kelly Sherwin said has had a nice season thus far for the Lightning. Harper on the coverage for the Wildcats.
That was nice play by the Lightning. Want to see Harper turn his head a little bit there, Mike. He's doing a good job of staying with the receiver, but I'd like to have him turn his head a little bit, make a play on that ball.
Here's a look at Lane Applegate, senior signal caller for Eastview. They'll hand off to Jerstead. Jerstead makes a little stutter step, gets the first down out near midfield. Chainsley moving for the Lightning.
Well, that's the kind of play you expect out of your senior leader, your senior running back. It was a nice move that was bottled up a little bit. It was bottled up a little bit over the left side, and if he had put on the shifty move, he might have gotten stuffed for either no gain or short of the line to gain, but instead, Eastview has a new set of downs.
This head coach Nick Johnson, your Eagan Wildcats. New defensive formation for the Cats tonight. They're playing a 3-4. I'm hoping they can get a little more down pressure from the linebackers and their secondary. Applegate, he'll keep it himself. He'll cross midfield and more. Nice 8-yard pickup for the quarterback of Eastview. Sets up 2nd and short for the Lightning.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly explosive, but it was particularly effective, Mike. Applegate did a nice job there of letting the block set up in front of him, and he's going to create another relatively short 2nd down now for the Lightning, and this is not what the Wildcats need. The Wildcats can't be in a situation where they're defending 2nd down and 2, 3rd down and 1. They need to try to get Eastview off schedule.
Got Applegate there, 26 back there with him is Damon Green. Green yet to touch the football. He'll go in motion this time. Applegate looked that way, goes back the other way. And overthrowing his intended target. That was Weaver once again, and he had Harper beat by a couple of steps on that one. I like the call though. It's 2nd and short. Some coaches say, I think it was John Madden used to say, hey, you can waste it down here.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like an 0-2 pitch, right, in baseball. That 3rd pitch is going to be outside or it's going to be low or high. You want to see if you can get him to chase it. Eastview's lining up multiple receivers to one side and running one receiver down the other side. Quarterback Applegate is doing a nice job looking one way and then coming back the other way.
So 3rd and 2 for the Lightning, opening drive of this football game. Just over 2 minutes gone by here, homecoming 2021. Eastview looks like they're going to run the football, and they shall. Jerstead, and the sticks are going to move once again as he picks up about 4 that time down to the Wildcat 41-yard line.
Yeah, Eastview traded their tight end. What that means, ladies and gentlemen, is they took the tight end from one side, flopped him to the other side, and created an unbalanced line that gives them extra blocking at the point of attack. and that time the Eastview Lightning were able to convert. It's, that was effective. Again, if you only need 2 yards, you get 3.5, and you've done your job.
Second first down of the drive for Eastview. Applegate, he'll keep it himself, and he'll maybe get a yard as he fell forward. Finished off in there finally by the Wildcats, Jerry Tella. Tella's the man that went from the line back to a linebacker position as he can switch to that 3-4. Right now up front for the Wildcats, you've got Keenan Wilson is up there, Conrad Larson, and Jack Hansen as well. Hansen, by the way, wearing number 83 tonight instead of his normal 53 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, don't want to confuse Grandma and Grandpa who are watching at home, right?
Well, we were told he might play a little offense tonight, which is why he switched the number. And nice run this time. First carry of the night. This is Formanek, the other quarterback, in for Eastview. And he gets a first down to the 31-yard line.
That was a nice play. That time, the Wildcats just didn't follow the guard. You follow the guard from the backside, he's going to lead you to where the point of attack is, and Wildcats have got to flow a little harder to that spot. Also, we had a broken tackle, Mike. We had a broken tackle that certainly doesn't help. Now, we had 3 guys making the tackle, but it was another 4 or 5, 6 yards downfield. That's not acceptable for the Wildcats. The Wildcats have got to tackle when they have the opportunity.
9th play of this drive upcoming for the Eastview Lightning. Drive that started back at their own 34-yard line. Again, opening drive of the football game. I believe that's Jerstead going wide. Actually, no, it was not Jerstead, but Applegate keeps it, and he's wrapped up in there big time. Wilson in there, and 21 as well. That's Isaiah Giron, number 21 for the Wildcats.
Looked like Carter Will also came from his inside linebacker spot to help wrap that up. That's a situation where the play before they didn't read the guard. That play they read the guard. They read the guard, and Will came from his inside linebacker position to make the tackle. That's the type of thing you have to do.
That's a good look at Isaiah. Number 21, one of the juniors on this defensive side of the football for the Wildcats. Again, Wildcats just have 1 returning starter this year on defense, and that's Derek Dorsey. Eastview's looks like they're going to go 5 receivers in the pattern. They're going to swing it out far side. And taken out of bounds that time by Harper was number 26. That's Green. So minimal pickup for Eastview. It's going to set up 3rd. And I would say looks like about 7 upcoming for the Lightning.
And this is where the Wildcat defense wants to be. They want to be in 3rd down and 7. That was a nice play by Harper. Yeah, he concedes 2 yards, but he doesn't concede multiple yards. He doesn't concede a first down. He runs them out of bounds, uses the boundary as his friend. Nice job by Harper.
Most likely 4 down territory here for Eastview if he can get a stop on this play. Here goes Green in motion. Applegate looking, throwing. And ball was tipped, and actually it's caught. Eastview, did he stretch out to the end zone? Down at the 1-yard line is Jordan. Nice call by the Eastview Lightning. And it's 1st and goal for the visitors, and they're happy on the pink side.
Well, that's a great catch by Ruhan Jordan. That's just a fantastic catch. There was traffic all around him. That's the kind of, that's the kind of thing that only an experienced kind of wide receiver is gonna be able to pull off, because he knew he was going to take a hit, and he did take a little bit of a bump, and maybe not the big hit he was expecting, but that's absolutely what the doctor ordered for Eastview.
Keep an eye on Jerstead, number 8. Will he get the football? He will. He'll cut to the outside. Nice job by the Wildcats, but no, Jerstead with that second effort, able to fight it off, and that's 6 points for the Eastview Lightning. Jerstead from the 2.
I'm not sure if it was Harper, if it was Anderson, whoever the defensive back, I think it was Harper over there. He got to Jerstead. We'll see it here on the replay. That's the catch for Jordan. Nicely done by Ruhan Jordan. But the touchdown just now, Harper gets there, wraps him up, but just can't bring down Jerstead, and that's because Jerstead's a great player.
Yep.
He's a strong running back.
McGrath for the PAT for the Lightning. And the kick is no good. So 6-0 midway through this opening quarter. Eastview a 12-play drive, 66 yards. And a nice mix of running and passing by Coach Kelly Sherwin's squad.
Yeah, I think if I'm Coach Nick Johnson, I'm downstairs saying, I think I'll have what he's having. I think I'll take a nice 12-play drive. for 6. That works for me. But, you know, the Wildcats have demonstrated, unlike in years past, Mike, you know, and again, we're off a small sample size. I get it, you know, but we're only halfway through the season. You know, they've played 4 games. They still got 3 to go after tonight. The Wildcats have shown the ability to make a big play.
Yes, they have. I mean, look at our last home game against Park. They had runs, I believe it was 75 and 71. And that was just in the first quarter.
That was in the first quarter.
Unfortunately for the Wildcat faithful, then they kind of had a lull for a couple of quarters. Park pulled away and contributed to this 0-4 start for the Wildcats. And they will field the ball at about the 10-yard line, across the 20, up near the 25, and maybe a little bit more, wrapped up by a number of members of the Eastview Lightning. Looked like 34 A.J. Wagner was among those in there that are tackling number 2 for the Eagan Wildcats, and that's George Anderson. Plays cornerback on the defense, also the kick return guy for the Wildcats. So you'll get your Eagan Wildcats. They're down by a 6-0 count. First drive of the ball game for Landon Tonsauger and the Wildcats. They will start this one at about their own 27-yard line. We're exactly halfway through quarter number 1 here on ETV. And Fall is going to go the wrong way. First man in there for Eastview, I believe, was number 15. That's DeSutter. Cooper DeSutter. He's just a sophomore, by the way, for Eastview. And that's a -2 on the first carry for Fall.
That was a bit predictable. I mean, I got to level with you, Mike. I think everybody in the entire stadium thought that Parker Fall was going to get that ball through at either an A gap or a B gap. So, I mean, like to see what they like to try something a little different on first down.
Let's see what the Cats look to do here. 2 men out to the far left off your screen. Tonsauger going to be changing things up at the line a little bit. On a 2nd and 12. This will be Fall bursting through. Found a little bit of a seam. Gets out near the 33-yard line. Going to set up 3rd and much more manageable. Be about a 3rd and about 5 upcoming for the Wildcats. Actually, it might have been Rowan Phillips that time. Number 5 on the carry.
It sure was. And, you know, that's a nice change of pace. Rowan Phillips, we've seen him with some athleticism already this season, and he did flash some last season. That's a nice change of pace for the Wildcats.
3rd and 5 for the Cats. They put together a lot of nice long opening drives this season. Not going to happen this time as Eastview all over that play. Trying to see who's coming up off the bottom of the pile for Eastview. Number 2 was in there, I believe, which is Christian Morton. 1-yard gain, they're going to say, for the Wildcats. Yeah, you think it's got to be punt time, yeah.
Yeah, I think in the first quarter, yeah. I think in the first quarter, yeah. If we're in the 3rd quarter and we're down 6, maybe not. You know, 4th quarter, it's another issue.
Isaiah Garan to kick it away for the Wildcats. 22 back deep for Eastview. That's Sam Winehouse. And that kind of off the side of his foot, a high kick. And it's going to take a roll back to the Eagan side of midfield. Boy, the net on that punt is going to be, what, 20 yards maybe?
Yeah, we talked to Coach Johnson before the game, and it's, you know, our punting is a little bit inconsistent, but I will say this. We're not dealing with a block punt. We're not dealing with a punt that's over someone's head. The ball made it back without touching the ground. My bar is very low, Mike, but at least they got over the bar.
Yeah, I think it was last year you coined the phrase adventures in punting, which was so apropos for that team last year. And when we've seen Garan, he's boomed some this year. As Jersa gets another nice check, that's number 9, Fornicek for the Eastview Lightning. For Manic. I got to get that right. I apologize to the fans of. Gain of 5 that time. This will go from the 44 of the Wildcats.
Another unbalanced line.
Once again, for Manic. And that's going to be a first down and across the 40 down to about the 38-yard line. We'll actually see where the spot is. I believe he got it. Yep, there go the sticks. So 5 yards that time.
So for those of you watching at home, at least in the last 2 drives, Eastview's had an unbalanced line 3 times that I can remember. They've run every time to the unbalanced side. If you're the Wildcat coaching staff, you got to be looking at that going, saying, hey, wait a minute, we got to do something to change that up.
Applegate to go under center for Eastview. Jake Sturdivant, the center for Eastview. This will be Jerstad. Little stutter step, and again, a nice play, gets 4 yards, really out of something that was nothing. Finally stopped in there by Jack Hansen, number 83. But again, nice pickup of, looks like they're going to say about 3 officially.
I want to call out Sam Iacker. Sam Iacker made a nice play there on Jerstad. He didn't make the tackle, but he slowed him down and spun him around and let other guys rally. And if you can't make the tackle, at least slow the runner down, stop his momentum, so other guys can rally. So, hats off to Sam.
2nd and 7, Eastview in a rapidly moving opening quarter here in Wildcat country. And the quarterback keep that time straight ahead down to the 24-yard line. That's Applegate with the ball carrier, or with the ball, I should say. And 11 yards. And there go the sticks once again.
The ball came loose. The Eagan sideline thinking maybe that ball came out early, but officials were very clear. Nope, that he was down by contact before that ball came out. This is a big gut check here for these Wildcats. I mean, they can't go down 2 scores in the first quarter. They just can't. Somebody's got to step up and make a play, Mike.
I say homecoming theme is shake down the thunder, and they could use a thunderous stop right now. Applegate to throw a little swing pass out the far side. And an ankle tackle held on that time by that was 82, Carter Will. Finally got some help over there. But again, just a nice little play there by the Eastview Lightning. Green catches the ball, still gets about 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, right. The Lightning are dictating what they're doing. The Wildcats are reacting. Honestly, Mike, it's going to take a little bit of risk, but the Wildcats have got to start attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the flanks, doing something to make the Eastview Lightning uncomfortable. Right now, the Lightning are very comfortable.
Absolutely. They're going to say a 3-yard gain on that one. This ball spotted at the 21-yard line. Just over a minute to go in the opening quarter. Just one receiver this time for Eastview, and they're going to throw it out, a little pass to the outside. Quarterback to quarterback, Formanek down to the 5-yard line. And Eastview absolutely having their way with this Wildcat defense.
Well, the defense there just got lost. They lost Formanek in space, and it's not. I don't want to say it's not hard. It's It's not like he was hiding. He just comes out into the flat, and there were 2 or 3 Wildcats chasing him. You can't be chasing guys like that. You have to know your assignments.
Straight ahead, bowling his way in. I believe that's Zach Green. And that is a touchdown for the Eastview Lightning. Damon Green from the 5. And again, they are pumped on the pink side. And the pit is, I think pouting might be one way to put it.
Well, I'd be pouting too right now, because right now the Wildcats are just flat. Watch this play up to the middle. There's way too many catch and blocks, not enough delivering the blow. I mean, it's not. I don't want to say not difficult. And of course, Eastview's going to go for 2 here, Mike.
Why not?
Because they're down. They missed that first extra point, so they're going to go for 2, trying to make this a 14-point game. Smart play early in the game.
But if you look on that replay, I think Green actually gave the hardest hit as he barreled into one of the Eagan guys out of the secondary. That was too easy. 14-0 Eastview.
The Wildcats have got to get their flat coverage right. They've got to get it right, because right now they're inside linebackers, their safeties. Everybody's getting caught inside. That time it was Applegate attacking. That was Formanek attacking the outside. Formanek caught the ball. It was Applegate at quarterback. But that time, he rolls into the outside, into the flat. There's nobody there, Mike. I mean, I'm going to give credit to the Eagan Wildcat coaching staff. I'm pretty sure that they coached them for that, right? That somebody should not be standing there by himself effectively with nobody around him for 3 to 4 yards. That's a missed assignment, and that's something that has to get cleaned up. And it's got to get cleaned up fast, because right now, we're in the first quarter, we're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit.
Yeah. Eastview has 14 points. The Wildcats have run 4 plays. Yes, it's been that dominant thus far by the Lightning. And a short kick. And the ball's going to trickle out of bounds at about the 22-yard line off of Boodoo. And Even, kickoffs have been a problem this year for the Wildcats. I think the part was at, I think it was the Woodbury game. They had a couple that just dropped in. The other team recovered. They've had ones where the guys run it from the 1 instead of letting it get back into the end zone, getting the ball out at the 20 or 20. It's little mistakes that are adding up hugely for the Wildcats.
The Wildcats may have cost themselves 10 yards of field position there, Mike, and that's 10 yards is a lot of yards.
Absolutely. Tonsauger, he'll get bounced by a couple of guys. He might have picked up a yard on that play. First man in there for Eastview was number 49, Eli Judson, another sophomore linebacker for the Lightning on what was probably the final play of the opening quarter. And indeed it is, as the clock hits zeros all the way across. Looking at total yardage so far, 117 to 5.
I was going to say about 7.
Yeah, unofficially, but
well,
yes.
The Wildcats, look, I mean, it's their second drive, right? I mean, we've seen the Wildcats move the football. They have scored in every game this season. They have scored points, and that is something different than what we've seen from the Wildcats in prior seasons, right, Mike? I mean, it's so the Wildcats are going to get theirs. They're going to get something. The hope is that they get it now rather than in the fourth quarter when they're down by 4 scores. Right, and so. That's what the Wildcats have to do. They've got to decide on this drive. Hey, we're getting a first down, and then after we get a first down, we're going to get another one, and then we're going to keep grinding and grinding.
Hey, you know this, but does everybody else know that ETV Sports covers a whole lot more than football? They're covering soccer, volleyball this season as well, and we'll have hockey, basketball, wrestling coming up in the winter. Make sure to visit eagan-tv.com/sports for complete listings. And if you miss the game, they're always on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, we'll have boys varsity soccer against White Bear Lake tomorrow at 1 o'clock. And then on Monday, we'll have a doubleheader, boys and girls varsity soccer, starting at 5 o'clock against Burnsville.
Eagan now moving left to right to start quarter number 2. And they're going to throw near side. This is Phillips. And he'll get wrestled out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. 24 on the stop for Eastview as Marcus Johnson, the senior D-back. And is it enough to move the sticks? It's going to be shy. It's going to be 3rd and short upcoming for the Eagan Wildcats.
Now, again, Phillips is saying to himself he wants to get that first down, and we all want it. Eagan supporters obviously want to see that happen. But the reality of it is they're 3rd and 2. This is an option offense. Get 2 yards.
Yep, you've got to be able to get 2, as you said. They're going to stack the box a little more. And is it going to pay off? It is. Actually, Fall, a nice second effort. It's out to the 30, but he's still going to be about a yard short.
I don't think it's even a full yard, Mike. I think it might be.
Kind of looking at the spot.
It's less than a yard. It's less than a yard, and you know what?
You got to go for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
your offensive line go foot-to-foot splits. Tonsauger takes the ball, snap, pushes forward. He's gonna get a yard.
Jack Young, the Wildcats center, number 79. We'll see if he just follows Young straight ahead. But look at Eastview. They got 2 guys right over Young. Boodoo's going to go in motion. They're going to come off over the right guard, and it should be enough to move the sticks out to the 32. It looks like a 2-yard pickup. They needed 1. And there is the... And there go the sticks. A little bit of a delay there before they got the sticks going. But first down Eagan, first one of the football game for the Wildcats.
Well, the scoreboard does not include a column for style points, Mike. And, style points were not in vogue there on 4th down, but who cares?
Fresh set of downs for the Cats. Tonsauger, he'll keep. And he gets out near the 37-yard line. Pickup of about 5 on first down. A trio of Eastview players in on that stop, including Peyton Bishop from his inside linebacker spot. And we've got a Lightning player down on the field. As you get number 23, though, for the Wildcats hobbling off. That's Jordan Goodrow, a junior running back. Didn't quite get the number on the Eastview player that's down. Actually, it's number 10 as he rolls over. That's Michael Jennison. As you look at the pit, as we said, I don't know what how many of the students are here tonight, what percentage of the school, but oh my gosh, there's got to be what, at least half of the student body here tonight?
Oh, at least. There's no question. I mean, there's no question. There's got to be, at least well over 1,000 students here, and student bodies a little less than. Yeah, I mean, it's full. It's full.
When
folks.
was the last time we saw that prior to this season? It was packed for the Park of Cottage Grove game 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
I mean, this is the second Wildcat home game of the year. It's Eagan Spirit is the theme tonight. Duh, it's your homecoming game. And then again, look at the student section for Eastview. They traveled really well. There's a lot of pink over on that far side. By the way, Eagan's Tackle Cancer game will be our next home game 2 weeks from tonight, and the Burnsville Blaze come to town. And that'll be a joint production between ETV and Burnsville Community Television.
And next week, the Cats are on the road taking on Hopkins, but ETV has got you covered. The game will be available live on local Comcast Channel 20 SD and 859 HD, as well as streaming on egan-tv.com, etv.com. It's a Saturday morning game, so check in on Saturday at 9, on the 9th at 11 a.m. Thanks to our friends at CCX Media and Town Square Television.
Nice you can have that sharing as the Cats go up to Hopkins. And yeah, Cindy, that is an 11 a.m. start on a Saturday up there at Hopkins High School. I mean, that team with Row the Boat, they're not playing that day, so you may as well watch the Wildcats. Nice 11 a.m. start for the home team.
Well, the Wildcats here set themselves up for a relatively makeable 3rd down and 3. I'll say a long 3, a solid 3. This is an opportunity for the Cats. They got to get a first down here.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, they have just 1 so far, and they are indeed down by a 14-0 count here, early quarter number 2. On ETV, your home for Wildcat Sports. Tonsager, long count, 4 receivers in the set for Eagan. And he'll hand it off. Actually, he'll keep. Tonsager, he falls forward, should be able enough to move the sticks as you look at the official on the top of your screen. And fresh set of downs for the Eagan Wildcats. Well, Eagan put together the kind of drive they need to put together. Eagan is not a team that is going to come from way behind. They're a running team. They're a flex bone team. Tonsager's gotten better at throwing the football, but
it's the decision making, Mike.
Absolutely.
Coach Johnson talked about it before the game.
Straight ahead that time. I believe that was Fall. And he'll get out on the Wildcat logo at about the 46-yard line. 3-yard pickup for Parker Fall.
Well, the Wildcat defense knows what it's like to be leaned on by in a long drive, and now the Eastview defense is getting a little bit of that medicine right now. And this is the kind of drive that the Wildcats are able to finish this thing off, push into Eastview territory, make a real drive of it. It's going to have some impact on the Eastview defense later in the game.
2nd and 7 as we're 3.5 gone by here, quarter number 2. Cats looking to throw. Tonsager going to air it out. And that ball is going to hit the turf.
I'm going to say two things about the Eastview defense. That great that they had, I think, 3 linebackers dropping well into coverage. That's fantastic. Somebody's got to turn their head around and find that ball. That was an interception on a platter, just waiting to be picked up. And the safety saw it, and he was breaking his neck to get there, but the linebackers just didn't have any clue. And it's unlucky that time for them.
Well, I would think when you're watching the receivers go deep, and you're thinking it's got to be those guys that are going to get the football. You don't expect a pop up behind you, so to speak. Throwing on 3rd down. Speaking of picks, look out. This one, could he go to the house? 50 yards, he's got 1 man to beat. Tonsager, they had pushed out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. That's Marcus Johnson of Eastview. And the Lightning in striking position once again.
Well, you could see it coming that time. It was telegraphed. It was unlucky, unlucky for Tonsager. It wasn't a bad throw necessarily, but it was telegraphed. He stared too long. I think he was looking for Phillips on the near side. I'm not sure if we're going to get a replay or not, but he was looking at Phillips on the near side, and he looked too long, and it let the defensive back. And as we're going to see the end of the play here, I'm going to let Johnson cut in front of it, and that's just an absolute dagger.
The absolute dagger is about 7 yards away. It would be 6 more points for the Eastview Lightning if they can convert. Applegate keeps 6 for 6 from the 7. 20-0 Eastview.
Well, that's exactly what you're supposed to do if you're the Eastview Lightning. You're supposed to take advantage and cash in of mistakes in the other team. So what do we talk? We talked earlier about, blocking well, tackling well, and holding on to the football. And right now, the Wildcats did not hold on to the football. Their tackling has been inconsistent. Blocking's been okay. I like that drive up until the pass, up until the interception. I thought we were actually making some progress there, Mike.
Well, bad snap. Just throw up a Hail Mary, and that ball is going to fall to the turf. Nathan Stevenson, I believe, the kicker that time for Eastview. But yeah, rough snap. Bottom line, though, it's still 20-0 Eastview. And that's about the only thing Eastview has not done right tonight has been their PATs. They're 0 for 2.
Yeah, definitely something to, every football team's got to have something to work on.
Yeah.
In practice. But here's the thing: if you're the Wildcats, you shake off what just happened, right? You guys had the Wildcats had a good drive, multiple plays. I mean, I think they were on 9 plays, 10 plays, something like that.
Ninth play was the interception.
It was the 9th play was the interception. It was a 9-play drive. They put together a nice drive. Go back and do that again. I'll tell you right now, the Wildcats get in the end zone before the half and keep Eastview off the board the rest of the half. They got to feel like they can climb back into this game.
And looking ahead, Eagan gets the football to start the second half. But you got to go down and score on this drive if you're Eagan.
Yep.
I mean, if Eastview holds them, goes down and scores before the half, thanks for coming. This will be Boodoo. He backs up to about his 11, across the 20. Can't get by the first man. Nice job downfield tackling that time by Eastview, number 12. That's Clayton. Trajan Clayton, a senior D-back. Boodoo ends up getting not even 10 yards on that return.
Trajan Clayton, I happen to have previously coached him in football. He's him, a young man, great family, nice young kid, good athlete as we just saw.
And he'll stay in the game. Come out here on that left side. Actually, take it back. He's on the right side for Eastview. Let's see what the Cats do to get something going here. Tonsberger will keep. Hangs on to the football. Nice move there. 31 out to the 40-yard line. That's a pickup of 19 by the Eagan signal caller, and might have been fortunate to hang out of that football. Eastview nearly stripped him twice.
Yeah, ball security. Hey, I can't say that he didn't fumble the ball, but ball security in traffic is going to be key. We've already had one turnover. We can't afford another one if you're the Wildcats.
19 yards on that scamper.
I like the broken tackles.
Yeah.
He broke at least 3 tackles there.
And they're going to throw it here. And that was way short. The intended receiver was 23 Goodrow.
Todd Sager flipped the ball around in his hand. I'm not sure quite what that was about. I don't know if you caught that either, but the ball actually came to him off the snap, and then he flipped it around in his hand and then threw the ball. And it's almost like he didn't quite get what he wanted on that ball. It almost looked like more of a shot put throw rather than it's like, I don't know if he lost the grip on it or exactly what happened there.
I mean, it is a hot and humid night out here in Wildcat country. And I don't know if that ball got a little wet, a little sweat on there. I don't know. But you're absolutely right on that. So 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. They're going to throw it again. And the ball gets out to the 43-yard line. Phillips on the reception. 3-yard pickup. And you would think it would be a passing situation once again upcoming for the Eagan Wildcats.
Well, the last big long pass attempted by Tonsberger that did fall fairly short, Phillips was open. Phillips had blown by the defensive back, and he was wide open down the near side of the sideline. Who knows what they're going to dial up here, and to be honest with you, it might be 4-down territory for the Wildcats already.
Got Peter McGivern, bottom of your screen, number 7 for the Wildcats. And they're going to give it to Fall. I think we could say Eastview had that one read pretty well. There's Morton and a bunch of other Eastview Lightning players in on that stop.
Yeah, they did a nice job. They were going to take away. I mean, look, Eastview's seen the film. They know that Parker Fall has got Parker Falls got the ability to take it to the house, to break a tackle and go, and so they're gonna make sure that if they get beat, they don't get beat by the guy who's got the easiest and shortest route to the line of scrimmage. That's the running back on the dive.
Giron to punt it away for the Wildcats. Hoisting punt formation. Low snap, kick is up. Liner might get the favorable bounce that time, and he's going to get a roll inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line. Not the prettiest kick you'll ever see, but darn effective.
Hey, like we talked about the scoreboard, Mike, about style points. No style points in the stat sheet, right? I mean, there might be style points on TV, but that time, the punting game, the special teams punting game did exactly what Coach Johnson needed them to do. Now the interesting question here for Eastview is, now, again, it may not matter if Wildcats aren't going to tackle, okay? But if the Wildcats are going to tackle and play some tough defense, if you're Eastview, you careful down here because you don't want to take a solid effort and give away 7 points.
They're going to throw it across the middle and just off the hands of the tight end that time. That was Nick Brandt, another sophomore in this Eastview varsity squad.
And what was I just saying about giving it away? I mean, that ball comes off the tight end's hands. If the safeties react a little faster or they're a little closer, that could be an interception.
Absolutely.
So maybe we might be seeing Eastview load up with tight ends here, run that ball a couple times. Yes, there's 5:52 here remaining in the half. But if you're Eastview, you got to get out of the shadow of your own goalposts first before you can think about trying to get this ball down the field. And, of course, because I say that, of course, they're going to throw a deep pass. Watch this.
Jerry Tell, he's back up on the line defensively for the Wildcats, 28. And this is Jerstad. He'll get out 3, maybe 4 yards that time. About half the Eagan defense in on that stop. Number 82 getting up off the bottom of that pile is Carter Will, the sophomore for the Wildcats. Say 3 that time for Jerstad. Remember that game here last year, Jerstad, I think he had a 49-yard run for a touchdown against the Wildcats. He had, I think it was 234 in that comeback win against Park 2 weeks ago. And that was a game Eastview was down by 20 in the third quarter. And then like Kelly Sherwin said, they basically realized, hey guys, we can play. And that they did. They took over, ended up winning by 4 over at Park Cottage Grove. And we've got our first flag of the football game. There was 5:05 before the half.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 11. Offense.
I think Ruhan Jordan got I think he's been unfairly maligned there by the referee staff, because I think it was Fomanek in the backfield getting happy feet from his running back position as well, and I think that looked like it was simulating the snap as well. So I think Johnson may have been unfairly maligned.
Well, big stop here for the Wildcats, and Eastview is going to throw it near side, defended nicely that time. Dorsey on the stop for the Wildcats.
Dorsey with his left wrist in a bubble. Nice job by the senior captain. And that was a nice, solid tackle. And, of course, the Eastview Lightning are going to punt this football.
Absolutely.
Because they do not want to take a chance on giving an Eagan offense, which, let's face it, has not shown a quick strike ability. Don't want to give them the opportunity to take this ball from inside their own red zone.
You look at Dorsey. He's a senior on this squad. Fractured his wrist in practice the other day. I think that was on Tuesday. So I was out there with kind of a soft cast on it Wednesday and then went to the doctor, and he's got the hard cast on now, and there's no way you're keeping number 20 off the field. Flag on the play. High kick. Take a Eastview bounce. Can it get across midfield? It will trickle across. But let's see what the flag is all about back at the line of scrimmage. I'm going to guess somebody left early.
Looks, well, you know what, you might think that, but they would blow the play dead. The referee is signaling encroachment, I think, by the Wildcats. The question is, do you want to?
No, it's 5. I think they're looking at Nick Johnson saying it's 5 on Eastview.
Oh, I take that back. I'd make him punt it again.
I would too.
I'd make him back him up 5 yards, make him punt out of the end zone.
Absolutely. Again. As we wait for the official signal.
Because that punt took a nice roll too.
It did.
And as much as I'd like to get the ball with 3:52 left and not burn some more time.
Formation, 5 men in the backfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, 4th down.
So we had an illegal formation. That's 2 penalties and Coach Sherwin was talking about pre-game about how they had cut down on their penalties, cut down on what you call mental mistakes. Yeah. Those are 2 mental mistakes that have now cost the Eastview Lightning not only 10 yards in field position, but more importantly, they're going to be punting again now from the back of their end zone.
Absolutely.
Now, Wildcats got to be careful here. They got to stay away from this punter.
Yeah, this is McGrath to kick it away. Yep, good snap, good boot. Fair catch back at about the 46-yard line, dropped. Eastview says they have it. What do the officials have to say?
They do.
Eastview has it. Coming up off the bottom of that pile, number 34 for the Eastview Lightning, A.J. Wagner.
Nice play by Wagner. Very heads up.
Anderson
signals for, Mike. He signals for the fair catch and he doesn't catch it. You got to catch the ball. And it's just absolutely crushing blow to the Wildcats.
Yep.
They had an opportunity to get the ball back potentially in Eastview territory with less than 4 minutes to go, and now the Eastview Lightning have an opportunity to put this game out of reach completely.
And if I'm Eastview, I just run this ball and then run it some more, and you got the clock as your friend. They've been able to throw the ball, just those little short passes. They haven't went deep yet, other than that one long pass. I believe that was back in the first quarter to set up that opening touchdown. But even that was a lot of catch and run. Yeah, why not give it to Jerson? That's always a good call. Go to the other side of the 50. Check that Formanek, the ball carrier, number 9, not number 8.
Well, I think the smart play here for Eastview is to go down the field. I mean, they've demonstrated the ability to hit the flats. The Eagan defensive backs are going to be biting on that as Applegate rolls out or as he boots out. I chuck it down the field because right now these Eagan Wildcats are on their heels. The defense gets off the field and again another turnover, Mike. And so right now the Wildcats are on their heels. Eastview should just be going for the jugular.
Well, they got 4 receivers in this set, and they're going to hand it off this time. And this will be Jerson. This time gets down to about the 44. Will it be enough to move the sticks? And there they go. He got just enough. And first down for Eastview as that clock continues to roll down to 2:55 and counting. In a first half absolutely dominated by Eastview.
It's an opportunity for the Eagan defense to do something that they haven't done a whole lot this year, which is make a big play. To make a big play, to do something that's going to excite this crowd. They've got a giant group of people here that want to get up off their feet and cheer, and they need to do something right now.
Yeah, I was about to use the word mammoth to describe the crowd here tonight on the home side. Formanek, plenty of room, cuts the outside, gets a block. 30, 25. I thought there was a hold in there.
That was a massive hold.
Yeah, he gets to the 20, but this one's coming back.
Yeah, it'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. That was a massive hold.
That was pretty obvious.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody.
Holding, number 11 on the offense. 10 yards penalty from the spot of the foul. 11.
That was your guy, Ruhan Jordan, and trying to block downfield.
Okay. Yeah. Jordan, he did not get unfairly maligned that time. No. I don't think we're going to get a replay on that, and Jordan probably doesn't want us to use a replay. As the defensive back tried to come in and make the tackle, Jordan just grabbed him and held on, and it was very obvious right at the point of attack, and that's the proper call by the officials.
Yep. So the ball come back to the 48-yard line instead of the 20. Break for the Eagan Wildcats.
Well, and to be honest, let's be serious here. Wildcats haven't exactly having a lot of puck luck. They haven't had a lot of lucky bounces yet this season. They sure could use one right now.
There's 2 receivers right for the Lightning. He's going to throw. Got a man downfield. There was some pushing and shoving down there, but nothing happened that time as Jordan and Anderson were battling downfield.
I like the call. I like the halfback pass call. Formanek, is going to be in your backfield. He's also your quarterback. He's going to get the ball and chuck it down the field. But again, what is Eastview doing? They have an unbalanced line to the right. Where'd they go? To the right side. Now, I'm sure the coaching staff's got stuff countering back to the opposite side. But at this point, if you're the Wildcats, you got to stop that. You got to stop what they're doing on the unbalanced side.
And let's give Jordan Anderson some credit. I mean, he bobbled the punt that got him, gave Eastview the ball up here. Nice coverage that time. He did not bite at all.
No, he did not. That's a big kudo for him.
Second and long for Eastview. We're inside 2 minutes to go in the half. Trying to go across the middle. There's Jordan, and he's going to get the ball down to about the 35-yard line.
think that's going to be short.
Third and short.
Oh, forgive me, Mike. I think he's a little short of the first down.
Clock continues to roll. I'm surprised Eastviews not hurrying up just a little bit more right here.
They've got all 3 timeouts still.
Right.
And to be honest with you, the way that Eagan defensive secondary has been torched a couple times tonight, maybe they're not overly worried about trying to get it down the field.
Maybe. I just thought you've kind of wasted about 15 seconds, if not a little more. Straight ahead, bounce to the outside. Talk about a second and third effort down to the 22-yard line. That's a 13-yard run by Green. And I noticed they put in their number 37, Ibrahim Awada. List him at 5'9", 205. He was in as a fullback on that play.
Clock is still running, Mike. I'm not sure what's going on here. I mean, they've got 3 timeouts. I'm not sure why they're not calling those timeouts.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Burning a lot of time in the huddle.
I mean, I know you don't want to give Eagan the football at all, and there's some flags, and I think there might have been some movement out there on that left side by the wide receiver.
Part of the snap. False start. 88 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Boy, that's two penalties since they got the ball back, and they had 2 penalties before they punted the ball, and Eagan had that miscue. So 4 penalties this game. They're all on Eastview. And now they do take a timeout over there on that far side. Kelly Sherwin wants to talk things over with the troops. Hey, coming up, by the way, it's October's Fire Prevention Month. It's also when the Eagan Fire Department invites you to visit a fire station to see the work they do and demonstrate safety tips up close. You plan to attend the annual Fire Safety Open House this Wednesday, October 6th from 5 to 8 at station number 1. 4200 Blackhawk Road, right at the intersection of Blackhawk and Diffley. There's the building right there. I'm sure you recognize it as you drive by. And you look at Dale Comer there, the defensive coordinator for the Wildcats.
I have to say, it's rather one of the more attractive looking fire stations I've ever seen.
Yeah, absolutely. Should mention too, it's kind of cool what the fire department did earlier this year with the Wildcats and their big football poster and the whole climb the ladder theme, and they brought out the ladder truck here and had a bunch of all the varsity players lined up in front of it. Gonna climb the ladder. Applegate throwing, jump ball. That is gonna be caught, touchdown. What a catch. Number 11, Ruhan Jordan. 22 yards. 26-0 Eastview. And it may not just be the Eagan band that doesn't come back for the second half.
Anderson's right there. Anderson's got his hands on the ball. Jordan, just a fantastic job of holding onto the ball. Anderson just could not keep his hands on the ball. That's really unfortunate. Anderson made the run with him. He just has to, to be honest with you, he just has to get a piece of it. And he's got to knock that ball away or create some sort of issue where the referee's got to make a call.
Oh, I mentioned the band coming up at halftime. We've got the band. We got the dance team. It is homecoming 2021. Shake Down the Thunder. And the only thunder tonight is coming from the visitor sideline in the stands over there. Eastview to go for 2.
The Wildcat band, I'm going to have to check with the truck to see if we're going to be broadcasting anything at halftime.
And just a little too far on the pass.
But I know we can't show the dance team, and that's not because we don't like the dance team, but because we're not allowed to broadcast copyrighted music. The dance team uses copyrighted music and that kind of thing. So just want to give everybody a quick heads up on that. All right.
So word is we'll see the dance team, but there won't be any music because of the whole copyright thing, and we will show the band performance. And we mentioned just as before we came on there, and I don't know how much of it we caught at the outset, but it's also EAA night here in Wildcat Country, and we were talking to Josh Anderson, I think is the president of EAA, and he was saying, there's more than 500 kids that are involved in youth football in EAA this year, which that's a phenomenal number. And I'm going to guess 80% of them were here tonight, or are here tonight still. They're all out there in their blue Eagan jerseys, and they were high-fiving the Wildcats as they charged onto the field. And the Wildcats, this will be booted once again from the 15, 25, out to the 28-yard line. Driven hard, out of bounds out that time by DeSutter. Cats have 3 timeouts, 24 seconds. And we shall see if they choose to do what they choose to do with it. Got to admit, we came into this football game. I expected this to be a close game. I did not see this coming. No, credit to Eastview, though. They're playing extremely well.
They are playing well, and they're taking advantage of every Eagan mistake. Eagan makes mistakes. Eastview takes advantage.
1st and 10 for the Cats. And we'll just kind of bounce it up to the outside. That was number 22, Goodrow. Jordan Goodrow on the carry on what will probably be the final play of the half. Cats do have 3 timeouts, but they appear to have no interest in using them whatsoever. You watch the clock go away at the bottom of your screen. It is halftime. All Eastview Lightning in the opening 24 minutes. Eastview 26. Eagan yet to score.
Well, it's going to be a tall order for the Wildcats, and at this point, Mike, we've talked about this far too much in the last 5 years, but it really is about winning the second half. It's coming out and scoring points in the second half. Egan's not been shut out this year. Get points on the board. Play, compete, not walk away, not hang your head and say poor little me and we made mistakes. Yeah, we made mistakes. Guess what? Eastview's capable of making mistakes, and if they make a mistake or two in the second half, you can climb back in this game and make it somewhat competitive. So make it happen.
The last 2 weeks, Eagan was down 48-0 to Woodbury in the 4th before getting a couple late TDs. They're down 31-0 to Eastridge before getting a couple of late scores. And here they are down 26-0 to Eastview.
Yeah,
this is not the kind of team that has that ability, the strike ability you would think to score quick, unless you bust a bunch of tackles and somebody can run one to the house.
Yeah, it's a real quiet pit right now here in the bottom part of your screen, and I'm on the level with you, Mike. It's really unfortunate. It's unfortunate as you see a bunch. No one's left yet. I mean, we're hanging out. We've got food trucks. We've got great sponsors, and we've got all sorts of reasons to be here and be here as part of a community event. But Egan's, the Wildcats have got to get they got to do something early in the second half to spark some interest. People will stay here and watch this football game to the end if Egan shows it's going to continue to compete.
Should mention the Friday Night Lights. We've got a couple of food trucks here tonight. Brick Oven Bus is back, along with Finer Meats and Eats. Glad they're here, part of the Friday night festivities. I know both of those trucks were very, very busy before this football game as the fans were coming in. Okay.
Well, it's 26-0 at halftime. We're going to be going to our halftime festivities here in just a moment. We want to thank our ETV crew for today's game. Our producer-director, Josh Sibley, our engineer, replay, Dalton Gruber, graphics from Aaron Thomas, camera from Joe Chupik, camera from Aaron Thomas, Michelle Blasco, also on camera Dylan Straub, Nick Mudd, and our camera assistant, Logan Westermeyer. Thanks very much to our ETV crew. Mike and I we get the easy job. All we have to do up here is stand here and talk. They have the hard job of making this production, and it's a production that really is, to be honest with you, I think it's really high-quality stuff.
Absolutely. I know we get a lot of compliments on the job that ETV puts forward, really on all their sports. As we said, you know full well they do boys soccer, girls soccer, volleyball is something I've seen this year on the channel already. As we wait for the halftime festivities to start, should mention while we're waiting for the band or the dance team, Eagan High School Theater is going to present Space Girl October 8th, 9th, 14th, and 16th here at the high school. Aragula Suarez just wants to fit in, but it's not easy when you're a 16-year-old alien from the planet Zlagdor, stuck in a world where the only things that make sense are roller derby and salad. Arugula and her father, Nancy, must find out what it means to be human before time runs out for planet Earth. Tickets, get them online on the Eagan High School website. They're $7 for adults, $5 for students and seniors. Again, Space Girl, the EHS Fall Theater production, October 8th, 9th, 14th, and 16th, here at Eagan High School. All right, let's take ourselves a break. It's halftime is coming up. You're watching Wildcat football on Eagan TV.
The following seniors to be honored as difference makers for the class of Homecoming 2021, the class of 2022. Let's meet our Homecoming difference makers. Please welcome Avery Barthel, Isa Bukraba, Kristen Cullen, Catalina Decker, James Iden, Ella Eklund, Delaney Gallagher, Flynn Gray, Tessa Crow, Alex Lockenmeyer, Kyra Lopez, Luke Meyer, Olivia Knoll, Lauren O'Brien, Natalie Quick, Catherine Randall, Julio Rojas Duarte, Julia Showalter, Anna Schuler, Audrey Schwartz, Rachel Wilson, and Katie Wong. Let's hear it for your Eagan High School class of 2022 difference makers on Homecoming 2021. Congratulations to our difference makers. The Eagan Varsity Marching Band will debut their complete 2021 halftime show, led by drum majors Ella Eklund, Natalie Quick, Anna Schuler, and Katie Wong. The Varsity Marching Band began their season on August 2nd, and they are excited to perform at tonight's homecoming game. Our show begins by remembering the untimely arrival of summer back in 2020 with a hit from 1972 by Alice Cooper off their album School's Out. No more pencils, no more books. Here is the Eagan Varsity Marching Band with School's Out for Summer. School's Out for Summer. Our second selection, Channel CeeLo Green for a perspective on the world's battle against COVID-19. Released in 2010, and a fitting summary of what many people want to do regarding this pandemic, we welcome Eagan High School twirlers Emma Moore and Chloe Bouchard to the field for our rendition of Forget You. Our final song was performed by a band from right here in Minnesota. They sang about the power of personal connections and supporting each other. And an NBC show decided it was fitting for their theme song, a decision that has immortalized it as one of the all-time great TV themes. On the field, you can watch the fountain flow and witness the famous couch that became unmistakably associated with the show. You know it as the theme from Friends. Here is the Varsity Marching Band with I'll Be There For You. The Eagan High School Varsity Marching Band. Thank you for your support and enthusiasm. The Eagan High School Varsity Marching Band was directed by drum majors Ella Eklund, Natalie Quick, Anna Schuler, and Katie Wong. Band directors Brett Benson, Doug Hart, and Michael Pearson wish to thank the Eagan High School administration and the Eagan High School band parents for their support. Reminder fans that the concession stands are open here in Wildcat Stadium, operated tonight by the Eagan High School band boosters and the Eagan High School cheer team boosters. A variety of food, snacks, and beverages are on sale.
Hey, we welcome you back inside Wildcat Country as we get set for third quarter action with the Eagan Wildcats. It's not a happy homecoming thus far as they trail the Eastview Lightning by a 26-0 count. Again, packed house here in Wildcat Country. The pit is out in mass. Saw the cheerleaders, they're trying to get things rolling here. Again, my name is Mike Cook. I'm joined once again by Nathan Cron. Happy to be with you. Glad you're still with us wherever you're watching us tonight. Little conference football here on ETV. Cats come into this one, we mentioned earlier, they're 0-4 in this season. Eastview comes in at 1-3, so they're looking for win number 2. And they appear to be well on their way as that first half was absolutely dominated by Eastview. A couple of scoring drives, they took advantage of some Wildcat turnovers. And lo and behold, it's 26-0 for the visitors. here at Homecoming 2021 with a theme of Shake Down the Thunder. And the Wildcats, there's not been a lot of thunder made on the home side this year. As you see, a good chunk of the pit. Again, the new pit shirts came out this year, and we mentioned probably, we're guessing half the student body is here tonight. Been a busy week here in Wildcat Country. You had the Powder Puff tournament the other day. There was a dodgeball tournament that I heard. I think there was like 70 teams in that dodgeball tournament. Raucous Pep Fest yesterday, and we got the chant going there. But, you know, that's something we missed from last year, that COVID 2020 season. There was no pit, no excitement. It's fun to see. Apologize, we're going to have a little technical difficulty there with Nathan's microphone. We're going to have our part of the tremendous ETV crew take a look at that. Let's look at the Eagan cheer squad, hoping that their team can get something going here to start this third quarter. Wildcats will get the football, and back deep will be Boudou, number 14, and number 2, George Anderson as well. Hey, just a reminder, by the way, next Saturday, the Wildcats, I said Saturday, 11 a.m. there at Hopkins, and that game will be on ETV. It's going to be live on the Comcast channels 20 and 859, as well as egan-tv.com. Thanks to our friends up at CCX Media and Town Square Television in Hopkins, we'll be able to bring you Wildcat football from Hopkins. Saturday morning football. I don't believe any kind of game day will be there before or anything like that, but nonetheless, Cats will be at Hopkins. And next Friday night, Eastview is at Burnsville. That game should be on BC TV. That'll be their last road game of the year until the postseason. Finally, October 15th, Eastview's going to be able to open up Lightning Stadium, the revamped Lightning Stadium, as they welcome Eastridge. And they've also got Edina coming in to round out the year for the Eastview Lightning as the Cats on first down from the 29-yard line. Minimal pickup that time out across the 30. Parker Fall, the ball carrier. Unofficially, Eagan had just 20 offensive snaps in that opening half. Eastview did not count, but it was many, many more.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Wildcats have an opportunity here to play, the second half and win the second half, Mike.
That's what you got to do. You got to win. We've said this many, many times. It's just one play at a time. Tonsauger tries to get outside. Nice job that time on the tackle by Johnson, number 24. Remember, he's the one that ran that interception back deep into Wildcat territory to set up, I believe it was the third Eastview touchdown of that opening half. And it's going to be third and about 6, maybe 7 here for the Wildcats on opening drive of half number 2.
I think the whole field, I think the rest of the game is 4-down territory for the Wildcats. There's no point in punting the ball at this point. Let's just get some first downs.
2 receivers set for the Wildcats. Tonsauger about to take the snap from Young. And read extremely well. Is that football loose? No, they're not. They're going to say he was down. Eastview says it was loose. Nice job of bursting through by Eastview. I believe that was Morton, first man in. 49 Judson was been trying to. He gave some help and thought he recovered a fumble.
I'm going to amend what I said. I guess we're going to punt the ball here because we lost yardage there. I think if we had gotten positive yardage on that third down play, I would have gone for it. But as it is, we're going to punt. We're going to see if we can get our defense on the field.
You're on to punt. Bad snap. He's going to bobble. It just falls on it back at the 11. And when it rains, it pours. Eastview on the Wildcat 11.
Yeah,
third turnover of the night.
Yeah, third turnover of the night, and both 2 turnovers, giving Eastview the ball inside the Wildcat 20-yard line, maybe even 10-yard line. I think they're going to spot this just outside the 10-yard line.
Yeah,
but
about the 11.
Yeah, but so 2 turnovers. You know, Eastview takes over 2 times inside the 11-yard line. You expect them to score. If they don't, it's a negative against them. They get the ball after, you know, Eagan stops them and then muffs the punt. Can't do it.
And by the way, the rain is starting to fall here in Wildcat country. That fourth quarter prediction I had, no. Here's Green. He's getting it deep. He's going to get down to about the 3-yard line. Pickup of 8 that time for Eastview.
You know, we've talked about it, Mike, before, and we talked about it in the Park High School game. It's, you know, this is not, you know, that was not what we've seen from Eagan football in the past. It was exciting. It was effective. This is what we've seen from Eagan football in the past handful of years. Mistakes, turnovers, a lack of special teams competency, and that's just not going to get it done.
Second, they can get a first down without the touchdown. And second, third effort. It's going to set up third and about 1 that time. Formanek, the ball carrier for Eastview. Ezra Formanek also plays quarterback for the Lightning. A hard yard gained there.
That was a nice effort. No question about that. I mean, give some love to the Eastview offensive line. They've done a nice job of controlling the line of scrimmage here. Wildcat defense, though, you know, attack the line of scrimmage. Make them go to 4th down to beat you.
Absolutely.
But make them go to 4th down. Attack the line of scrimmage. They're going to crash off tackle here. Can Eagan stop them?
Watch Jordan, number 11, see if he just comes down. Nope, they're going to hand it off. Formanek, touchdown Eastview, 32-0 Lightning.
I just said they were going to come off tackle, and that's exactly what they did. They lined up to the right. It was follow the guard. It was just, you know, it's too easy there. I mean, there's not enough compete there. You look at the offensive line sliding to the right. Fomanek I'm not sure he was touched until he was in the end zone.
Say that. Yep, very thing. Well, at least you're looking to have their first successful PAT of the night. Another high snap. Eastview just going to have to throw that one and hope. And that ball is caught for 2 points by Eastview. That was Brandt on the reception. 34 rip Lightning.
If that was planned, it was genius. If it wasn't planned, it was even more genius. That was rather impressive.
You know, I think for Eastview, that's like the one bad thing they've had tonight. We mentioned that in the first half was the PAT attempts, and they had 4 penalties late in that second quarter. But other than that, domination by Eastview as the Eagan band sticks around here in the third quarter, trying to fire things up here at homecoming. Now, 2021 as the wind has picked up, we're starting to see some raindrops coming down.
Well, there's nothing fundamentally different here for the Wildcats. It doesn't matter if you're down by 4 scores or 5 scores. Win the second half. The Wildcats have the opportunity here to continue to compete for 4 quarters, and that's what I expect, and I want to see them do.
And that ball goes into the end zone. Cats will take over without the return this time. We'll see if the Cats try to do anything different offensively, or if they just try to be successful at maybe what they have limited offensively right now. They start at their own 20-yard line with 3.5 gone by here. Quarter number 3. Getting credit to the student section. They are still here in force. There's Fall going the wrong way. Big number 48 in there for Eastview up from his linebacker spot. That's Bishop. 76 in there. First time we've called Luke Haybeck tonight. Haybeck, 5'8", 175, number 76. As the Cats lose a couple of yards there on first down. Well, the thing right now is you can't turn the ball over. You got to get something going, build some kind of positivity. Tonsager, far side, Phillips, and he's going to be just shy of the first down. Needed 12, got 11. Good coverage out there. Wagner for Eastview makes the stop.
Nice coverage, Wagner tackling Phillips on the outside, and credit to Phillips. He caught that ball well short of the stick. Made a nice athletic move to the outside. I mean, not only does he catch it, he gives him an opportunity here. And, of course, as we said, it's 4-down territory everywhere. Yep. So let's, now we've got a makeable 3rd down. If we stay positive and don't go negative yardage, we even have a makeable 4th down. So that's excellent by Rowan Phillips.
7 guys up on that line for Eagan. Fall gets through that time. Good job. 2 hands on the football, picks up 5, 1st down. Got by that initial hit over there by Judson and picked up about another 4 yards.
Yeah, I love the ball security, Mike. That was, like you said, Fall was wrapping that thing up like it was the Easter ham on Easter morning. He's not going to let anybody get close to that thing. That was fantastic.
So fresh set it out for the Cats. With 6:45 to go here, quarter number 3. That is not a misprint at the bottom of your screen if you're just tuning in. It has indeed been all Eastview tonight. Here's Tonsauger rolling. We got a flag coming down. That'll be on the Wildcats most likely as Tonsauger gets out to the 44-yard line. It's going to be a pickup of about 10, which would be close to the 1st down. However, it's in that area where you would think there might be a holding call. So we wait for the officials. They have a little conversation at the 43, and that's why they're talking. There's that little hanky right there. Head coach Nick Johnson looking for an explanation. So Mark Henderson briefly came in looking for some information as well.
I wonder if we have any illegal formation here.
Defensive holding, number 18, White. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Play results in a 1st down.
That is a penalty you don't get very often, Mike. It's defensive holding. So I think the argument, it happens when a defensive player grabs and tackles a guy who's trying to get away from him. So I think but remember, Tonsauger was going to throw that ball. He was going to throw that ball, and I think what happened here, let's see if we can pick it up here. Oh, it was right there. It was Rowan Phillips did get ripped down by Sam Kennedy, and that's what happened.
Cats going straight ahead, minimal pickup that time. Good ball security, Parker Fall. Nice use of the telestrator, by the way. Kind of a new gadget we've got now.
Yeah. ETV giving us a new toy to play with. It's a telestrator. We're going to do our best not to overuse it, but that time it was helps identify and sometimes draw your eye to something.
So 2nd and 8 upcoming for the Wildcats. Yeah, got the flag graphic taken off there. There was no penalty on that play. Everybody's so excited about the telestrator down in the truck, they forgot the minor graphic thing. Tonsauger, he'll cross midfield. Lowers a shoulder, lays a boom on one of the Eastview players. I think it was 22 on the receiving end. That was Winehouse. So it's going to set up 3rd and short for the Wildcats.
Yeah, well, regardless of the score, I want to see, and I think a lot of Eagan fans want to see competition. They want to see these Eagan Wildcats compete for 4 quarters, regardless of the score. And to be honest with you, all these fans that come out here to watch the Eagan Wildcats score a couple of touchdowns, get on the board, do some good stuff. Let's do that here for these fans. Let's do that for the band. Let's do that for the dance team. Let's do that for the whole community that's here supporting this team.
Or watching us wherever you are, and we're glad you're with us wherever you are, by the way. Tonsauger cuts it up and tries to, slips a little bit, falls forward. Minimal pickup, maybe 1 on that play.
I want to give a shout out to our ETV crew on that replay too. Really, we've got a great crew here, and we talked about them just before halftime. These guys, the ETV folks really put together a great production. They give us, we've got the truck here tonight. We've got the replay ability. These camera angles. We've got multiple cameras. It's really fantastic, and thanks to the ETV crew for letting us do this, and it makes it really easy.
And I think the best compliments you can get is we've gotten compliments on the broadcast, and that happens for every sport. We know how much the community values what they've seen. Tonsauger looks to throw, and that ball, is that going to be picked at the 26? Or it was picked, but was Tonsauger out of bounds initially when he let that go? The Eastview's football. Oh, yeah, he's definitely in bounds when he lets it go.
He got hit out of bounds, though. It's a good interception. I get it, but Tonsauger was definitely looked like he might have been hit out of bounds there on the edge, but it's a bang play. That's another turnover, Mike. that's the Wildcats have had 2 interceptions, a muff punt, a bad punt, muff punt return, a bad punt snap, That's 28. That's 21 points right there. Potentially even 28 points if coming off those turnovers if the Eastview Lightning are able to convert here.
Not going to lie, I got dizzy with all those numbers that you just mentioned, but bottom line is Eastview is taking advantage of every opportunity the Cats have given them. And they're going to try and air one out a little too far that time. Applegate going deep for, I believe that was Weaver down deep, but again, the Eagan Wildcats, they're at Hopkins next Saturday morning, 11 o'clock start. Will be on the ETV channels and the ETV web. And then they've got 2 to finish out the year here at home.
97 blue. 15-yard penalty, first down.
I don't know if he hit the quarterback late. I did not see it. Conrad Larson is the personal foul guilty party.
Oh, it was not a call.
We do have a player down, by the way, for Eastview. And I did not, is that?
It's Vandenberg.
Just off to the right. I can't tell who that is.
Yeah, it's Vandenberg, number 55, and I think there may be that may have impact or that may be part of that personal foul penalty. You can call roughing the passer. I think what happened was, and I saw the referee talking to Coach NJ about that, and I think what happened there is there was maybe either some frustration by Larson or by either frustration or just being too active. Ball was gone. And I think he may have twisted or may have put some extra emphasis into Vandenberg, or it's hard to tell, and maybe maybe that has something to do with why we have an injury stoppage.
Well, let's hope this is nothing serious to the. I mean, you don't want to see anybody get hurt out there.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it looks like he's gonna.
Yep.
Come off. Yeah, putting some weight on it. That's a good sign.
That's a good sign. Yep. No, these are all young men. These are all young men who have entire lives to live. Nobody. We can't have anybody getting hurt out there, regardless of what uniform they're wearing, regardless of what actions they take, regardless of that kind of stuff. So, I mean, the bottom line is, he's walking off under his own power. He's putting weight on the leg. That's a good thing.
And as you were talking about that, we just saw, well, there's a good look at Nick Johnson, the Wildcat head coach. But moments ago, you had Dale Comer, the defensive coordinator over there, and he was getting in the face of the guilty party of that personal foul. And good for Coach Comer.
Well, and again, even if there's nothing in it, even if there's really no intent, you have to be in control. You have to be in control as a player, and both for your protection and the protection of your opponent.
So Eastview on their own 41-yard line with 4 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Read well that time by the Wildcat defense. And a little extra push there by Harper on the far side.
I think that was Egan's first penalty of the night too, Mike, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right. By the way, that was Carter Will on that stop, and I think Sam George was in there as well.
Yeah, Carter Will from that inside linebacker position, Mike, is really, he's a sophomore,
right.
and he's really playing. He's featuring a lot in these tackles, and that's a good sign for the Wildcats. You can't climb the ladder if you don't start at the bottom rung, and that's where the sophomores are going to start.
Second and long for the Lightning. And I'm going to go to the air, across the middle. Got his man, first down at the Wildcat 45-yard line. Formanek on the reception. And there go the sticks for Eastview. Just, good job. He's got plenty of time back there. Wilson finally able to step in a little too late, but
coverage wasn't.
And Will's on the coverage too.
Yeah. Pardon me. Actually, that's 22, not 82. Well, it was 82. Forgive me, Mike. Your eyes are better than mine. That was. Yeah. So Will needs to get back. The coverage wasn't bad.
No.
But Fomanek is just. He's big. He's strong. He's tall, and and the ball was where he needed it to be.
Applegate can throw again. Down inside the 30-yard line this time. Jordan, the ball carrier, or the recipient of the catch.
Personal foul, 77 on the offense. 15-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, Coach Kelly Sherwin is not going to like that call.
No, absolutely not. Let's see if we can pick it up here. Yeah, it's on the right side of your screen. Yeah, you can't see it there as it's away from the play. A little extracurricular afterwards. And that's credit to the. I'm going to say give it credit to the officials crew. Watch the right side of your screen. We'll see if we can pick it up here. It's right here. Watch here. Watch there. That's it. Right there. Yep. And that's trying to make sure that you show a little bit of dominance out there in the field. I mean, nothing in that, but it's away from the play and it's a blindside hit, so they're going to throw a flag, keep control of the game regardless of the score.
Down to onside 2.5 to go here in the third. Eastview, they're going to try to string it out this time. Nice job that time by Anderson to come up, make the stop on Green. Minimal pickup that time for the Eastview Lightning.
Noah Johnson also in on that. Noah Johnson, one of the senior captains. We haven't called his name enough, honestly, no. Mike. He just hasn't. We haven't seen him enough or haven't called his name enough. But I'd like to see him get going here.
You talked about Carter Will a moment ago. You mentioned he's a sophomore. Eagan's sophomore team is now 2-3 on the season. They had a tough loss at Farmington last night, but previous 2 games they beat Woodbury and Eastridge. And we'll talk about the freshman squad here in a moment. Second and really long for Eastview. They need to get down to the Wildcat 34. And there's going to be a good chunk of it. There's Weaver on the not Weaver, that's Brandt on the reception. Gets down to about the 44-yard line, 20 yards on that one. The Eagan 9th grade A team, 5-0 this year. Last 3 opponents, they've outscored 143-0. Let me say that again. 143-0.
I may just have to make it. May be appointment TV or appointment viewing to watch the 9A team. That is an impressive statistic. I don't care who you're playing at whatever level. You could be playing anywhere, and 143-0 in 3 games is very, very impressive.
That includes a 47-0 win over Eastview the other day. Eastview's trying to set something up. Little juke step out there. A little too much action that time before the Cats were finally able to bring down Stevenson. But yeah, they beat Eastview 47-0. East Ridge 39-0. Woodbury 55-0. So how did Nick Johnson say the future here? I believe the term he used was awesome.
Yeah, the future is bright. And remember, that sophomore team's got some of its best players playing up here, like Carter Will playing up here, for the varsity team. So, I mean, like you said, the future is bright for Wildcat football. What they've got to do, though, is they've got to change up this culture a little bit, and as Coach Johnson's tried to do. You got to win before you can win.
Absolutely. Eastview, I think they're trying to draw the Cats off. Long count. Will the quarter expire before they have to snap the ball? Down to 3 seconds. And the quarter will indeed expire. So it's going to be 4th and 4 upcoming for Eastview when we come back for quarter number 4. Quick look around the other parts of Eagan athletics right now. The boys soccer team, they got lost 4-1 to Lakeville South last night. 6-1 overall, 3-4 in conference play. A little bit of a rough stretch right now. They've lost 3 of 4.
Yeah, they've lost 3 of 4. They're competing well. I think Lakeville South is magnificent. They're a fantastic team. Really unlucky to lose against Apple Valley. They played better, I think, than Apple Valley. And of course, they had a 1-0 win against Prior Lake in their last 3. So, I mean, the boys are doing okay. Really, they're focused on sections here, and the girls had some more success in Lakeville South.
Yeah, they won 2-0 over there. Natalie Ward and Maddie Hobbs with the goals. They're 7-4-3 on the season, 4-2-1 in the conference, 3-0-1 in their last 4.
So the girls varsity soccer team has, started a little on the slow side, kind of like they did last year. And of course, last year you kind of throw some of that out because of COVID Nation and things like that. But the girls soccer team started a little slow, a little inconsistent. And to be honest with you, if you watch them, there's still a little inconsistency there, no question. But they had probably one of their top 2 games against Lakeville South, a team that beat Lakeville North 1-0, and Lakeville North absolutely pounded the Wildcat girls soccer team a couple of weeks ago.
Speaking of Lakeville South, their swimmers beat the Eagan swim dive team by a narrow margin last night. And this one's almost hard to believe. The tennis team starts section team play on Monday. And then the individual play will start 2 weeks after that. But hard to believe we're getting into postseason play already for some of these fall sports. And Eagan knocks that one down on 4th and 4. They'll take over on about their own 40-yard line. And of course, you got to mention the volleyball team. They're second in class 4A. Swept Lakeville South the other day. They've got a couple of big matches. They've got Burnsville and Chaska coming up next week. And every win they've had except one has been by a sweep.
Well, George, I wouldn't say it would make up completely for muffing the punt, but it would have it was a nice defensive play nonetheless.
So first down for the Cats from the 38-yard line. Tonsauger to roll. Tonsauger to step out. And he'll lose 2 on that play. Going to set up second and about 12 for the Eagan Wildcats. A couple other ones. Cross country here at Eagan, they took second in the Cowbell Classic in Farmington a couple weeks ago. Lila Bartels was second. Noah Shervin was 5th. Don't forget October 15th, the night the football team is home to Burnsville. The South Suburban Conference cross country meet will be here at Eagan High School, so be a lot of traffic around the high school that night. And then on the boys' side, Arlen Hagenbarth, he won the New Prague Invitational on Tuesday. Aaron Liu was 8th. Owen Helgeson was 9th. Tonsauger, nice run. Tonsauger, 40, 35, 30. Tonsauger, one man to beat, down to the 13-yard line. Nice run by the Eagan quarterback. 50 yards on the keeper.
Well, it took until the fourth quarter, but Eagan put together and created a big play. This is, as Tonsauger made not a great decision on first down, but second down here, watch this. Watch him keep that ball as everybody goes for fall. The offensive line does a decent job staying on their blocks, and Tonsauger, as there's one broken arm tackle, and now he's suddenly got an opportunity to turn it into an explosive play, and that's what the Wildcats have needed since the opening minutes of the game.
From the Eastview 14. Fall plows ahead, gets about 7.
No, that's absolutely what I mean. I don't think it's going to make a big difference, wins and loss, tonight, but it's going to make a big difference for this crowd. It's going to make a big difference for the kids on the field, and they got to build. Look, we've talked about this for years. You got to build on something.
Yep. We're going to say second and going to get down to about the 4, so we got second and about 4 here for the Wildcats. Timeout taken by. Did Eastview take the?
Yeah,
timeout, I believe.
Yep, Eastview's going to take the time out there and make sure their defense is all set up. And make sure they're not getting. They want to hold on to this shutout just as much as anybody. And to finish my point on Tonsauger on first down, Mike, I don't know if you remember, he's rolling out, he can't find anybody. And instead of throwing the ball away, he takes a 2-yard loss. Mm-hmm. Now, again, it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. The score is 34-0, but that's a situation where you'd love to see Landon Tonsauger. Throw the ball away. Throw the ball away and make sure you're not getting a negative yardage play.
Hey, you know what? We mentioned the next home football game is Burnsville on the 15th. But next week it's a border battle as the Cats take on Burnsville in a doubleheader soccer game on Monday, volleyball on Tuesday. Plus, ETV is going to be playing back some Classic versus Eagan Burnsville games all week long, all leading up to the big football game October the 15th. Burnsville Blaze at Eagan Wildcats, a tackle cancer game here at Eagan High School. And again, that'll be a joint production between ETV and our friends over at Burnsville Community Television. Cats on second and about 4. Here's Fall. Nope, Tonsauger cuts it up. Tonsauger, can he get there to about the 1-foot line? First down, by the way.
It's a first down by Tonsauger. Nice job that time. Cutting to the outside was a good read. I mean, let's face it, Fall is getting a lot of attention, and I think rightfully so by the defense. But Tonsauger did a nice job there of watch him as he comes around the side here. Works the mash point. He's there on the right side of your screen. Now watch when his knee goes down. It's down there, and he's not across necessarily the stripe. Although I don't know, man, that was pretty close.
But
that was pretty close. But in any event, it's first and goal from the 1-foot line.
First and inches. Tonsauger under center. Will he keep it? Fall, 6 points Eagan. 1-yard run, Parker Fall. Yeah, now the Pitts got something to cheer about. And they got and there's a flag on the field though.
Illegal shift on the offense. Number 5, 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Put the flags down. This one's coming back.
Rowan Phillips, you got tagged for an illegal shift. I'd have to go back and look at the video replay to see exactly what happened, but the reality of it is so here's Phillips down here in the corner. Yeah, Phillips is not set. He's moving out to the side and he's not set there on the side, and so as a result we've got, we're back 5 yards and we get to do it again.
Back to the 6 this time, first and goal. Fall, actually Tonsauger keeps. Tonsauger down to about the 2. That'd be huge for the Cats to actually punch one in right here.
Absolutely. And, and that's another mental error, right? I mean, that's a mental error. We had a touchdown on the board that an illegal shift takes off the board. Can't have it.
As they crank a little hell's bells on the PA system.
Kind of curious why this is. I was going to say, as soon as they break the huddle, they should probably turn that off.
Exactly. Tonsauger under center. Fall. 6 points, Eagan. No flags.
It's big for the pit. It's big for the offensive line. It's big for Fall. Tonsauger's got something here. Watch the offensive line here. Nice shift. Got a double team right there on 65 by 2 offensive linemen. And let's face it, whenever you have an offensive lineman get a double team, you expect that guy to be had, and that's exactly what happens. We're going to see Alex Robin on to attempt his first extra point of the night.
And let's give credit. That was 66 George Esser, 65 Alex Cahill that created that hole for Fall. Late man coming on is Goodrow for the Wildcats. Rodman to make this 7 points for the Wildcats. And he does. 9:42 to go in this one, and Cats finally get on the board, but it's still 34-7 for the Eastview Lightning. And finally, the cheerleaders have something to be supportive of here in Wildcat country. We said it is Homecoming 2021. Shake Down the Thunder is the theme. Been a lot going on this week. Tomorrow night, of course, is the big dance, and I know there's been a lot of buzz. There's going to be a lot of people in that high school gym tomorrow night for that dance. But yeah, just a fun environment. You had a couple of food trucks here tonight. They were hopping. Matter of fact, you and I looked out at the press box here at halftime, and it was nothing but a mass of bodies out there by Brick Oven Bus and Finer Meats and Eats. And again, look at the pit. They are all still here. Got to mention our sponsors, of course, for Eagan football. Wyatt's Twisted Americana, Cooper's, and Tavern 13. Glad to have them on board again this season. And we've got Jersey Mike's this year, the official sandwich sponsor for the Wildcats. And the Domino's in Town Center is the official pizza sponsor for the Eagan Wildcat football team this year. And the ball is loose. And Eastview dove in. I'm not sure if they got it, though. The Eagan got the football. Coming up off the bottom of that pile, number 18 is Marco Bugney. First time we've called him, I believe, all year.
Oh, watch this. Let's watch Bugney get to this football. Watch the right side of your screen. Oh, it's going to be on the right side of your screen. Up back, misses it. 18 comes knifing in. And you know what? I think Bugney's on the bottom of that pile. I think he's taking it away from 28.
Yeah, because I thought he dove in and got it for Eastview.
I think he did. So great effort by Marco Bugney to take the ball that time.
Cats from the Eastview 45. And Tonsauger, he'll get dropped as he slipped back on his side of the 50, falls forward to the 49.
That's what you call in the business unlucky. If this was a soccer game, we would say that was just unlucky. I mean, he steps back. He has the mobility to avoid an oncoming rusher, and he just has lost his footing.
Hey, Eli Judson with a stop that time, by the way, was in for the Eastview Lightning. And the student section has woke up as we got Go Big Blue being chanted. And we said it's pretty much, I think you can call that an Eagan out, as Nick Johnson on the field looking for an explanation about something. I don't know, they're all kind of looking towards the clock. Good look at NJ.
I hope it's not distant lightning. I'm a little concerned that there might be some distant lightning.
Well, they're all looking that way. It seems like.
Okay, they're running some time off the clock. Okay,
yep.
They're running some time off the clock.
Issue,
yeah, it's a clock issue. That's good because nobody wants to empty the stadium and then have to come back and finish the game in 30 minutes after the last lightning.
Something tells me I think they would just call it at this point if that indeed were the case, but you never know. Tonsauger to throw. Far side swings it out. Boodoo inside the 40, 35-30, down to the 28-yard line. And you heard the boo coming from the crowd. They like Stephen Boodoo on a play like that especially.
Well, we've seen Boodoo on this field several times, Mike, and sometimes he has not always made great decisions. This was an excellent decision. Catch the ball, square up, and then get down the field. No one doubts the athleticism, and he did it there, and he did a nice job of protecting the ball, getting it shifted to his outside arm. You know, the Wildcats punch another one in here. It's going to leave feel like a much better night than it started.
And there's a chance right there as Fall bursts through that line, gets down to about the 20, give him 7 on that carry.
You know, we haven't seen it Fall and with an opportunity to flash some of his speed, but he can, as we saw against the Park High School, he's got the opportunity, or he has the ability to go. I think Fall's going to have to take a second here. I think he got a shoulder pad in the thigh or something like that.
Maybe just a cramp. See Nick Johnson hustle out, the Wildcat coach. Well, you saw him. Again, the pit is still here. And again, just a packed house here in Wildcat country. And hope they're all back here for the tackle cancer night in a couple of weeks against Burnsville, wearing their pink, which is the theme tonight for the Eastview students across the way.
I was just going to say, Mike,
pink out.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if it's tackle cancer night, are both sides going to be full of pink, covered in pink? I bet they probably will, right?
I don't.
Wouldn't both student bodies have pink on?
Maybe it's just our tackle cancer game. Okay, whatever. We'll worry about that in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Bottom line is look at that student section making the trek up here from Eastview. I mean, granted, it's not that far, but you know what? It's a big rivalry game, and credit to those students. They're here. As you look at coming off the field there is Fall for the Wildcats. That young man has taken a beating this year, and this is only game 5. And he's got at least 4 more to go after this. For the Wildcats from the Eastview 20. And Tonsauger, he'll keep. Lowers his shoulder, and he's ankle tackled down at about the 10-yard line. That's Winehouse on the stop for Eastview. It's Tonsauger and the Cats finding some rhythm. And it's going to be 1st and goal for the Eagan Wildcats.
Well, as I said, Mike, I mean, you punch another one in, and you know the tomorrow in the film room and next week it's going to feel a lot better, and maybe that helps keep kids wanting to, kids from the pit wanting to come back next week when they see some touchdowns and see some flashy plays.
I think Hooyman, got the football. Ultimately, Grant Hooyman first carry of the night for number 46. But that play was read extremely well by that Eastview defense, including a name we've called quite a bit tonight, number 15, Cooper DeSutter. You look at number 17 for Eastview there. Well, you saw him kind of in the middle. Cole Frost, one of their top linebackers, and I'm not sure we called his name yet tonight.
Not that I recall, Mike. But to be fair, I mean, the Wildcats until recently hadn't run that many offensive plays.
Here's a good look at Cole. I know Coach Sherrill, when he was definitely talked very glowingly about Cole this season. As Goodrow gets down, or check that, Tonsauger gets down to about the 1.5 yard line.
Goodrow just about lost his ankles there. It's gonna be. I always hate that when you're blocking downfield and somebody rolls into you from behind. I mean, you're doing your job and you're doing what you're supposed to do, but golly, it's like you tell the ball carrier, hey, can you not roll into my legs from behind? But Goodrow's tough. He'll be fine.
So it's going to be 3rd and 3, or 3rd and goal from the 3. Hooyman alone in the backfield. He scored up at Woodbury. Tonsauger keeps. Tonsauger is going to be just shy. I was looking at the official on the far side coming down the line, and he was really close to wanting to put the arms up. So it's going to be 4th and goal at the 1. You see how far you've got to go. They're just behind Tonsauger. There's the football on the ground. About a yard to go. Rowan Phillips is going to come in, number 5.
Well, you can't take timeouts with you. It wouldn't break my heart to see Coach NJ call a timeout here and just set everybody up. Now, to be fair, they got momentum, so maybe I should just be quiet.
Tonsauger keepers, give it to Hooyman. And we've got whistles all over. I believe timeout was taken by the Lightning.
Timeout Eagan.
Eagan, huh?
So I think that's a smart call. You want look. Tonsauger just took a lick. Okay, he's one of your best players. Fall's not on the field. Hooyman is new. He's an unknown commodity. In this setting. So Tonsauger is probably your guy who's going to get the ball. So he's going to keep it and go with it. So let's give him another 30 seconds to relax, to breathe, to get some oxygen, and set it up. Make sure this offensive line knows exactly where this ball is going to go so they can get a double team at the point of attack. Remember, double teams aren't great if you're trying to get lots of yards because that usually means somebody's running free, right? It's going to make that. But when you only need 3 feet, two double team tackles right in the middle on an A gap or a B gap or something like that is going to give you you can get 1 yard that way.
Well, you see how far they need to go to put 6 more points on the board. It is 1 yard away. Tonsager calling out the signals. Tonsager keeps, bounces off the left guard. Did he get in? Eastview said no. Officials say 6 points, Eagan. Official on the near side said he was in.
Yeah, he had the best.
On the far side did not have his arms up.
Yeah, he had the best. Yeah, the near side had the best view because Tonsager went to the left side. He goes to the left side of the formation, and his body was covering it. Let's check out the replay here.
Let's check out what the officials are conferencing.
Watch, he's going this way, and here he comes behind Cahill.
Bounces off Meyer.
Leonard, and he's in. Yep, that's 6.
Officials were still talking there a moment ago. There we go. Got the pit fired up. That's right. You got to plant the flag here in Wildcat country. So Tonsager from a yard. Rodman not there. And kick is blocked. 34-13 the score now in favor of Eastview.
So I'm gonna have to check my high school rule book. I thought that could be returned for a safety going the other way.
The same thing.
The officials blew it dead right away, and I think Eastview would be now again. It is 34-13. I don't think anybody in Eastview and the coaching staff is going to be aggrieved in any way. But I think whoever caught that ball, and forgive me, I did not pick up his name or his number. I think he's going to be a little annoyed, saying, "Hey, I think I had a chance to score a safety for Eastview that night."
And I think a couple of their coaches up here thought the same thing.
I think they're right, but I don't have a whistle. It's kind of like when I'm calling a soccer game. I think I'm a referee. I'm a certified referee. I think I know what's going on the field, and I think I can make a call. But I'm up here, and the referees are down there, and they're the ones that have the best view and have the whistle. So if they say it's a dead ball, it's a dead ball.
Onside kick coming up again for the Wildcats. They had success with it last time, came to the left. Sure looked like they're going to go right this time. That's where they came last time, is where it's being marked up there.
That's the target right there. Let's put it right there.
It's like they saw you. The ball is loose,
and they're going to get it again.
Cats got it.
Absolutely. Oh, Eastview's hands team. I'm not sure if that was their hands team or not, Mike, but I'm not sure what was going on there, but everybody was standing around watching it as if watch this ball. It goes by 2 or 3 Eastview players.
We got the bounce
he
right
lets
there
it
that
go.
you want.
23 lets it go. He doesn't touch it.
And Bugney is in there. I'm not sure if he's the one that comes up with it. If it's him or might be Nicholas Harper coming in there. I think Harper got it.
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, then 18's coming in there as well as Bugney. And here we go. Cats from the 40. And they'll fall forward to about the 36-yard line. That was fall that time.
We're joined by EAA football president Josh Anderson. Josh is going to come up here and talk to us a little bit on EAA night. Josh, good to be with you. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks for inviting me up, Dave.
Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate the opportunity here. We're going to watch the Cats. They're going to do what they can here to kind of trim this down. But 2 onside kicks here in the fourth quarter. That's exciting stuff.
That is pretty exciting.
When was the last time you watched any football game where a team recovered 2 onside kicks?
I cannot remember.
Tonsager back to pass. He's not going to find anybody. He's going to use some athleticism, scramble out. He's telling guys to go deep. And that's an unfortunate consequence for Tonsager. He ran a long ways, and he's going to end up losing about 3 yards. But Josh, can you talk to us a little bit about EAA football? EAA football has a lot of kids here tonight. How many kids are in EAA football, and where's this program going?
Yeah, there's 500 kids in total in EAA football. We've got 300 from 1st grade to 8th grade playing flag, and then we've got 200 from 3rd to 8th grade playing, starting with tackle bar and then progressing to and following the USA rookie football model and then progressing towards 8th grade.
So I'm going to ask you after this play exactly what that is. As Tonsager is back to pass, he's going to look to the left. Now he's looking to the right. He's got all sorts of room. He's going to heave this towards the end zone. He's got a receiver down, and it's out incomplete. And unfortunately, and I'm really hoping they're not going to call it call us back into the school. I saw some lightning in the distance, and hope we don't have to. So, what is that tackle football model, Josh? Can you briefly explain to the folks on ETV and watching us?
So Tackle Bar started actually by a company here in St. Paul, and for the Rookie USA football model in third grade, it starts with 6 guys on the field. And it starts, there's no special teams. You're starting on the 40-yard line. It's a narrower field. So you're just playing offense and defense and learning the fundamentals of the game. And then in fourth grade, it becomes 7-man football, but very similar format.
Well, it's 4th down and 15 here for the Wildcats. I think we're going to get a timeout.
Eagan.
For the Wildcats. It's going to give us a chance to talk about it. So, Josh, please continue your thought.
In 5th grade, it moves to 7-man, so they're progressing, and you're adding more kids on the field and working more on the fundamentals. And then once we get towards 6th grade, it's 11-man football, and through 7th and 8th. And Eagan has had a lot of success this year, and really the biggest thing is the numbers have held steady after COVID. And so we're seeing very similar participation numbers in our program as the surrounding communities like Farmington and Lakeville North, Lakeville South.
Well, when you have a football program that's been so successful like Lakeville North, or the Farmington's had some success on the field, South, places like that, as coaches will say, if we win every game, we can't find enough uniforms, right? But the Eagan Wildcats have not been super successful at the varsity level, Josh. And talk a little bit about the relationship that the coaching staff here, the Wildcats here at the high school have with EAA.
Yeah, that's a great point, Nate. So the last few years here with Coach NJ and some of the offensive coordinators and defensive coordinator, watching the play develop here.
Todd Sager's back. He's going to try to run it. If he gets a block, he might have an opportunity, and he's not going to have it happen. Nice play by Eastview, staying with it. But Josh, finish your point, please.
So the basis of the schemes that the varsity and the high school program is using, those coaches are available, and actually some of the players, to come out to the youth practices and install some of those core plays and bases, so that when they hit the ground running in 9th grade, it's not football 101. They're in football 201 or 301. And we're seeing that now with the 9th grade program that's been running some of these plays the last few years, and they're being very successful. We're in the same offense we're seeing here.
Miscue here for the Eastview Lightning. Applegate's just going to fall on that. Smartly done that time. Ball just got airmailed. There have been some raindrops here at Wildcat Stadium, and I have to wonder if maybe that ball just got a little away from the center. The center always gets blamed, Josh, and snapped when that happens. Being a former offensive lineman, and you used to be a tight end. The ball hit him in the face mask. I mean, that's not exactly, over his head. So I'm going to blame the I'm going to squarely blame the quarterback and get the center off the hook there. But of course, we've got a little bit of a cramp out there right now. So so Coach NJ was talking about that freshman team and about the 8th graders and the 7th graders and the kids in the program, the EA football. The future's bright for Eagan football if we could just kind of stay the course, isn't it? Is that fair? Is that
absolutely
fair statement?
That is the sentiment both in EA and with the younger high school parents. Is it's coming along, as NJ likes to talk about, of building the bridge, and these kids here aren't going to see the completion of that bridge really, but it's being built.
Well, he had a lot of kids out here on the field before the game, making a tunnel for the varsity players, and you being a former varsity high school player, and then of course a varsity college player, you yourself understand how important it is for these little kids to see the big guys, and how they kind of look up to them. They may not always know their names, but they think it's just cool as heck, and so it's really excellent that EAA has been able to do that for these kids.
It was a great vibe down there. The younger kids were really getting into it, chanting. I was just hoping that one of them didn't get run over by a lineman. But I was out there helping organize it. I can tell you, after the players ran through, the hair on my arms was standing on edge.
Applegate's going to hand off. And that's a new name or a new number that we have not seen yet tonight. That's Ibrahim Awada, a rather stocky-looking running back, slashing over the left side for a number of yards. It was 2nd down and 29. Now we're down to 3rd down and 22. So getting back to the 1st down, the line to gain will take them most of the way back to Eastview High School. And of course, as Journey blasts through the speakers, the Lightning, not in any hurry to snap this football. So Josh, are there any upcoming events, anything that Eagan football related that we should get out there for the community? This ball goes way down the field. It's incomplete. Nice defense that time. I think couldn't tell if that was Dorsey. Yeah, it was Dorsey. Yep, Dorsey, senior captain, making his presence felt. He's got that left hand, left wrist all fixed up. Watch this on the replay. Look at Dorsey's head. Nice job by Dorsey. He turns it and finds it. So, Josh, forgive me.
Well.
Any events coming up, things people should know about?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. On Saturday, October 9th, starting at 10 o'clock, Eagan for 3rd through 5th grade is hosting a end-of-the-year jamboree where they're just matching up
Eastview.
Eastview takes a timeout, gives us a little bit of chance to finish your thought. Please, Josh.
Yeah, so we're hosting a jamboree, all grades kind of matching up similar abilities now that they've played some games throughout the year, and they're going to be both out here on the varsity field and on the JV. And as I said, they only play half the field, so they start on the 40. So you can actually, with both fields, and it's a great asset now having this turf, we can play 4 games at once. And, you know, one unique thing about that league also is you've heard about the ref shortage. There's been a Thursday night game. There's going to be a Saturday afternoon game, morning game. So the refs for those games are all current Eagan High School players, 10th graders through seniors that are coming out. So once again, a great opportunity to integrate with the youth, having the high school players out there helping the younger kids learn the game.
Eastview back in punt formation. Going to get the punt back to the punter. Stay off the punter, boys. The ball's high in the air. Should be no return here for the Wildcats. The ball's going to roll dead around the 30-yard line, giving Eagan 1st and 10 around their 30-yard line. Josh, thank you to EAA. Thank you to you guys, what you guys do at EAA football. It's really great having you and helping build this program. I mean, Coach NJ can't do it by himself. He can't do it at the high school level. It really takes everybody from 3rd grade all the way to the top. But EAA has a vital part of that, of being a vital part of our community. I just want to say thank you for all your efforts.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Some kind words. I'll hand this back to Mike.
Thanks to Josh Anderson for joining us, president of EAA football. And now the Wildcats are going to take over on about their 30-yard line. 1st and 10 is see Goodrow in motion. We've got a new quarterback here for the Wildcats, handing off to a new running back. Let's see if we can get some numbers and names for you.
Yeah, it's Carson Schwamm in at quarterback. Yep. That's Hueyman with his first carry of the night, or second carry. The other one he got bottled up right away. So we said Hueyman, one of the juniors on this squad. He scored up at Woodbury there a couple of weeks ago. Got a late touchdown, his first of his career. Yeah, you and Josh were talking, and it's great to have EAA night out here and all those youngsters out here enjoy having a good time. And like I heard him say, the hair was up on his neck, and the excitement they had. And I want to congratulate the Pit again. They're still here. The Don't Stop Believing is cranked up. They're all out there having a really good time. Yeah, it's out in your midfield. That time is Goodrow for the Wildcats, but they're here. They're having a good time.
They are having a good time, and you know why I'm having a good time? You know what I just saw, Mike? I saw a triple option. I saw a triple option run by the Eagan Wildcats. If you're going to run option right, and we just saw Goodrow take a pitch to the outside and take it around the corner for a first down. Watch this. Goodrow's going to watch him. He's going to take this. He's going to fake it right there. It's a negative play. There he goes around the corner. That's a true triple option. I am excited that they were able to pull that off.
Schwamm, he'll get tripped up out at midfield. Got to remember, this game was 34-0 Eastview at one point, and the Cats have had credit to the Wildcats. They've been able to come back, put some drives together, and try to finish strong.
If the score stays as is, Mike, the Wildcats won the second half. They scored 2 touchdowns. Eastview's won for the second half.
Well, with 1:17 to go and counting, Cats, I believe, unless, gosh forbid, you have a turnover here, the Cats are indeed going to win the second half. But the bottom line is Eastview's going to win the football game, and they're going to improve to 2-3 on this season. Wildcats about to drop to 0-5 as the Eastview student section has got the lights going over there. And Schwamm's going to throw. Yeah, you saw the lights up on the top of your screen. Nice job of coming back for Buda. Couldn't quite hang on to it, however. Coverage back there by Jennison for Eastview. But yeah, there's that student section for Eastview. They got the lights going, and
I like the pass by Schwamm, though. He was confident when he threw that ball in the air. I mean, he put something on it, and unfortunately, Budu just not able to come up with anything. And just unlucky there. I mean, it'd be nice to get a couple of big plays here. Less than a minute to go. It'd be fun to. Hey, wouldn't it be exciting to punch one more in?
Absolutely. Schwam from the Wildcat logo. Hooeyman hanging onto that football. Couple of yards there, and it's going to be 4th down upcoming for the Wildcats. And we've got a Eastview player slow to get up on briefly on the left side of your screen. Hopefully that is just a cramp as the player's on about the 43-yard line there. You see him, that's number 4 for Eastview, Lance Jean.
If you see people moving,
that's 46.
Sorry about that, Mike. It was just
JJ Alfaro. I just saw the 4 there.
And if you on your screen you see some people moving around, the wind is starting to pick up a little bit, and I have some more raindrops coming down. And the expectation is that we're going to have a deluge here probably in the next 30 minutes or so. So I think people want to get the game over with, and as much as teams and everybody want to hang around and enjoy the atmosphere, this might clear out pretty quick.
Hey, I'm always a little harsh on the Eagan band because they leave at halftime so often. Hey, they stuck around into the second half tonight, and they put on a nice halftime show of them, the dance team. Let's give credit where credit is due.
Absolutely, and then of course we had our difference makers presentation at halftime as well. So the Eagan High School has kind of moved on from homecoming king, homecoming queen kind of royalty, that kind of thing. As you see some of the meteorological indicators here.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a $5 word for you. I think that works.
Okay, we tried.
Well, you tried.
I tried.
You tried.
First time with the telestrator for me.
Well, you got to be the Black Prince of the telestrator,
yes,
right?
I know that's your new title.
That's my new nickname. So I can't be the czar, so I'm going to be the Black Prince. So, but so to finish the thought, Eagan got rid of, they moved on from homecoming queen, homecoming king, royalty, things like that. Now they're honoring difference makers.
Yep.
Difference makers are leaders, people who have community service ties, people who have, so it's a little more than a popularity contest. Hopefully, as Schwam drops back to pass, he's going to air this thing out. He's got an opportunity.
And
it's
going to
get picked off.
This will be Winehouse for Eastview. Brings it back to the 40-yard line. That'll be the 3rd pick of the game for Eastview.
Well, it's an appropriate ending.
It is.
It's an appropriate ending. Eastview was the better team tonight. Eastview played better football. They turned over the Wildcats. They did everything they had to do to make this game not competitive. Yep. And that's frustrating, as Eagan supporters. But at the same time, all you can do is get ready for next week. Try to fix whatever challenges you had and get ready for next week. I like the ball, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I do too.
Schwab put that ball up and gave Phillips an opportunity. It just didn't work.
As they got the YMCA cranking over the speakers here in Wildcat country. Both student sections well into the village, people. And what should be the final play of the football game. And out near the 46-yard line. And the Eastview Lightning, they're going to head home with their 2nd win of the year, spoiling the homecoming of the Eagan Wildcats by a 34-13 count. Eastview, they travel to Burnsville next Friday, October the 8th. Sure, that'll be a BC TV game. Wildcats, a Saturday morning tilt at Windlass Hopkins on October the 9th. So chance for Eagan to get rid of that 0 under the W column up at Hopkins before they return home. Don't forget, the 15th, Burnsville's here. Tackle Cancer Night. And then on the 20th, Shakopee will be here to round out the regular season of high school football for the Eagan Wildcats. But tonight it was Kelly Sherwin's Eastview Lightning. They came out, dominated early, and just set the tone. And like you said, hey, to the Cats' credit, they fought back, made some progress in the second half, but too little, too late. Story of many games this season for Eagan.
Well, it has been the story of many games from this season. I have this feeling in my bones, Mike, that as things continue to develop, I think the Cats are going to get in the win column. I think they're going to get in the win column before the end of the season, and that's going to give them a springboard along with a good freshman class, a good sophomore class. It's going to give them an opportunity to really build that program and climb the ladder, as Coach NJ is fond of reminding us.
Absolutely, and they'll keep climbing. Once again, thank you. You see all the names coming across the bottom. That's the ETV crew. Nathan and I get to talk a lot, and you hear us and you see us, but you know what? It's these guys and gals behind the scenes. They deserve the credit here. So that's going to wrap things up here in Wildcat country. Homecoming 2021. Shake down the Thunder. Again, he's Nathan Cron. I'm Mike Cook. We say thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time for Wildcat Football on ETV.